Sports on wppj radio, and we have a fun topic, if you want to call it fun. Kind of an eggish topic. Eggy. Something to do with
A-E-G-G?
Egg.
We're going to talk about a guy on this show that we have called an egg. Kent Egg Teak Egg Tekulve.
Teak.
Egg. Andrew?
Well, we've watched Kent Tekulve now for the last, I guess, 3 seasons. He's been on FSN/Root Sports doing Pirate Post Game, and he actually does a pretty decent job, in my opinion.
He's an egg.
But again, he is an egg, and you know, Zach, I never completely understood why you thought he was an egg. So why don't you explain this a little further?
Well, let's put it this way. I mean, you remember like how like the grandpa from SpongeBob kind of looks like a potato, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so you look at Kent Tekulve, and he kind of has that like look like he's about to like kind of expire, and he's got that ovalish face. I'm trying not to get in too much trouble. I have a press pass, and I very well could see him tonight, so that would be interesting. But his face looks like it's all cracked, and he's got like the old-timer glasses on. So, and then he looks like he just got like toasted or cooked in like the frying pan. So,
a little hard-boiled.
Nah, I wouldn't call him hard. Well, yeah, he's hard-boiled because he has to deal with his pirates just like we do. So yeah, he is hard-boiled. So, you know, he's got the ovalish face that all of us have, but he's just got like the egg qualities. I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, he's got the
the roundness.
It's very similar like Grandpa Potato and SpongeBob.
Yeah, well, of course, it's really strange. You know, Kent Tekulve, I kind of always looked at him more of like a, I don't know, you know, maybe kind of a giraffe with a you know, a kind of wider neck.
His face is a little bit, you know, is shaped a little bit more differently. I mean, if anything, I finally figured out why he looks like he's going to expire.
Why was that?
Because he finally figured out how to use the text messages thanks to Root Sports, and now he has to answer people's questions.
Yeah. Okay, well, we've talked about Root Sports enough for one segment already.
But it's seriously like, okay, Teak, this is Rob King, and I'm going to ask you a question. And it's the most obvious question. It's like, when do you think Brad Lincoln's coming up? Well, Brad Lincoln's kind of stuck. He got injured, and he's got a couple people ahead of him on the depth chart in AAA. So we'll see. Oh, egg out.
Yeah, well, then there's all the other obvious questions too. It always puzzles me.
And then, yeah.
About why, you know, people ask some of these questions. You know,
it's like they plant them. It's like, come to the studio on Tuesday and ask me how do you spell McCutcheon's last name.
Exactly. Yeah. I've watched baseball for a long time.
I'm waiting for the parrot to ask a question. That's an insightful question, except you didn't talk.
And I don't pretend to know as much as you do, Zach. But the thing is, some of these people, I guess, that don't know about baseball just ask these ridiculous questions sometimes. You know, it's like, how many runs can you score, you know, if you hit a home run?
T, can you still pitch?
I mean, honestly...
Well, I got a World Series ring on, so it kind of affected my delivery.
Well, I don't know.
He was banging his World Series ring on the table last night during the Pirates postgame.
Well, he's kind of like a, you know, Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall.
Well, that's exactly why he's an egg.
He kind of, you know, he had a great fall on all the King's horses, and all Bob Nutting's horses, and all of his men couldn't put teeth back together again. Or
the Pirates' runs in offense, but that's a whole nother story.
Pitching staff either, also.
Well, our starters have been decent considering the circumstances.
Considering, gee, I don't know what you would think decent is that.
Well, I think that our starters have actually done a very good job. Charlie Morton finally had his bad start the last time out, but you and I were both there last night. He pitched a good six-plus innings.
Oh, he really did. He
electric stuff.
He finally got in trouble in the 7th, and that's when they replaced him with, I believe, Meek. But
I don't think that was Meek. I think Meek was in the 8th. They had this big set where it was like Resolve and Bimel.
Yeah, that's right. It was Resolve.
And I wasn't even at the game at that point. I left because they delayed the game until 7:50 when not even a single drop of rain fell. Although it was beneficial. We had fun.
Yeah, you know, it was a nice time at the ballpark. It was my first game of the season going to the ballpark.
And you got to see me catch two of my 3 baseballs.
I got to see.
They were easy catches, too.
got to see Zach catch some balls.
And whose autograph whose autograph did I get?
Well, you got Tim Lincecum's very
Big time
quality
Timogen.
pitcher. Very quality pitcher.
I got lucky. I had to figure out what he was trying to do. He just started in the middle and he was skipping every 2 or 3 people. So I had to. That was where I guess my Pittsburgh public school education came, Matthew Adams, and
your
education.
Your education to manipulate the situation so that it works out the best for you.
Yeah. So now we got to do papers. But anyways, extra papers when we were in attendance the whole time. If you think this is an issue, please contact.
I'm sorry. We were there every single day. I mean, I was there every single day.
I was there. He marked us absent one day, and then I was there opening day. But I was there every other day, and the absence level was you can miss 3 classes.
And if you think we lie on the radio, well, that would just be libel on the radio, and I'm sure would be taken off with wppj immediately.
Exactly. But anyways, in all seriousness, let's get back to talking about the egg.
The egg. Well, okay. If Kent Colby was an egg, well,
he is an egg.
Well, since he is an egg, what do you think would best suit him? Do you think he'd be best sunny side up? Would he be best maybe even put in a cake or something to that?
I don't know. I don't know how exactly Colby would.
Exactly. Good one.
I don't know how exactly Kent Colby would look sunny side up. This kind of sounds wrong talking about it as a guy.
Yeah, you got that right.
So let's just completely bypass that question and move on.
Maybe a little.
That's something that a question that sounds like we ask at 11.
I don't know, something like that. Kent Colby in a
sunny side down.
Every. That wouldn't be too pretty either.
No. Grandpa egg.
But so Kent Colby, let's see, how old is he? Is he in his 60s, I guess?
I have no idea how old Kent Egg Colby is.
In the 70s, he was in his 30s, I imagine. So he used to be in his late 60s, early 70s by now.
Oh wait, I can't look it up on there.
We'll try to find that for you if we can.
I can't wiki it. Oh, I know it's YouTube. Forget it.
But Kent Colby is what else can we say? How many other egg jokes?
He's 64 years old.
Okay, so he's 64.
He's a Nintendo.
He's a what was that?
He's a Nintendo.
Because
he's 64.
He's 64.
Sorry, that's the best I've got on such short notice and half sleep.
Anyhow.
We're both running on empty right now. I hurt my ankle yesterday, and both the top and bottom part of my right leg and my kneecap are both pretty sore right now. So yeah, I'm still recovering. When you ball hawk and you run all out like I do, the mornings when you wake up don't feel too good.
Well, Zach, this is A to Z Sports, not Z. How did I feel this morning when I woke up this morning?
Sorry, I thought this was The View.
Oh, excuse me. Well, since we have a little extra time here, and I don't know how many more egg jokes you can come up with, why don't you tell the great people of this university what ball hawking is exactly? Because I don't know if everyone really knows.
Ball hawking is pretty much the greatest excuse for exercise in the entire world. It's catching baseballs pretty much by any and every means necessary, although that's interpretive of the person. Personally, a lot of ball hawks actually push and shove kids. I don't do that. In fact, I actually give a lot of my baseballs away to children, one of which I did last night.
You gave one of your baseballs away? I wanted to get one of those baseballs.
You left in the Pittsburgh Baseball Club. I wasn't going up there. My back was out.
Man, you really disgust me.
It was a 2-year-old kid.
How do you know he was 2?
He could barely walk, and that's my default age for barely walking.
Oh, barely walking. I
don't think he could walk. He was like sitting down. I think he looked like he just got the binky taken out of his mouth.
Then again, Kent Colby can't walk either.
Yeah, but that's a 62-year-old difference. Exactly.
Well, the thing about Kent Colby is that he was a great closer in his prime.
Wait a second. Wait, I just remembered. If eggs are a breakfast cereal, then why is Kent Colby up at night?
Nothing. Zach, eggs aren't a cereal. Eggs are just a breakfast food.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a morning kind of a thing. So why is Kent Colby up at night if he's the egg?
Yeah, he's a little past his.
A little past his bedtime.
A little past his bedtime.
His freezer time.
Unless he's,
Unless he's at Walmart, then it would make sense. But
Unless he's with Rocky Balboa, who's just drinking him raw and then just going out for a run in the middle of the night.
I blame Gary Roberts. I'm sorry.
Gary Roberts? Where's Gary Roberts coming on?
He's the Chuck Norris of Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Wait a second, I thought my dad was the Chuck Norris of Pittsburgh.
Let's not go there.
What if Kent Colby was the absentee Chuck Norris of Pittsburgh while Gary Roberts was on Tom?
If Kent Colby was Chuck Norris, then I would think this is December 2012.
if Kent Colby was Chuck Norris, wouldn't that mean the sun is the moon?
Thanks, Miss Coates.
I celebrate America.
The
red, right,
rock and roll. Now you know what you're talking about. Hot Wars.
You know, since there really aren't that many people listening to this, in fact, you know, I don't
This
know
tangent isn't too bad then.
how many
But this is
people
a usual
are
tangent on a
actually
lot of other shows, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, we're getting off into a tangent, but we can talk a little bit about our...
Not like my essay was a tangent anyways.
Oh.
But yesterday, that was fun. Our class in English even is structured. Okay, I'm not going to put your names in the papers, which he did, and let's talk about your essay and criticize every last part of it for 2 hours straight.
And let's also make you do 4 to 6 extra pages of work because you didn't sign your name on it.
You know I know how this Polish can be.
No, but seriously. Professor Johann Eisel. Knew I wasn't there once. Or knew I was there every single class. How does
I don't think he knew
Professor
you.
Adams know that I wasn't there every class?
We even have just reason. He's like, yeah, I believe you guys, but you guys gotta do this book.
Speaking of which, there's a very strange likeness between Professor Johann Eisel and Kent Colby, don't you think?
Absolutely not.
With that, we are up against a break. We will be back with more A to Z Sports after this. You're listening to 670 AM WPPJ
Radio.